morning catechism. Last time we talked about why we pray in the morning. Today we're going to talk about why we pray in the evening. Evening is a time when the sun is setting. The sun is going down. For many of us, the work of the day is finished. It surely is a time once again to enjoy God's beautiful creation and the beautiful sky as the sun goes down. It's a time of looking back at the day. For many of us, we have come home from work. When we think about people who work outdoors in the fields and the farms, we can think of what have they done today in terms of the harvest. And so evening time is a time of gathering in, whether it's actually a harvest or gathering the work we have done today. What have we produced, or how have we served? And so evening becomes a time to remember and to give thanks. We give thanks for the beautiful day that it has been and continues to be as it comes to an end. And we give thanks that we have been able to do God's work. But we also give thanks for the great work that God has done. The great work that God has done, particularly in Jesus. And we give thanks for the great work, not only that we were able to do, but that God is working in us. And so we can ask ourselves at the end of the day, how have I grown today? What kind of work have I really done? And if I don't go off to a job someplace, I still have been about God's work. What kinds of things have I done to further the kingdom? There is a format for evening prayer, and it does include thanksgiving for the things that I have mentioned. It includes asking for forgiveness. It includes asking for protection during the night. We will go to sleep. We will be not conscious of what's going on in our environment. We ask God to protect us, to watch over us during the night. And again, we can pray for those whom we love, and in particular, evening becomes a time to pray for those who have gone to rest eternally, to pray for the faithful departed. So thanksgiving, asking for forgiveness, asking for protection, praying for those we love, and for the faithful departed. As we talk about evening prayer, there are two words that I would like to put on the board. We were taught from little children on that in the middle of praying night prayer or evening prayer, we should do something called an examination of conscience. And for most of us, I think that meant look back at the day, ask ourselves, how did we sin? How did we offend God? And then we pray the act of contrition, we ask for forgiveness. I'd like to put another word on the board, and that's this word, examen. It comes from Jesuit spirituality, but the examen is done a little bit differently. Instead of asking myself, how have I sinned, I ask myself several questions. First of all, what have been the gifts of God this day? How have I been in communion with God today? And then I ask not only where am I in need of forgiveness, but I also ask where am I in need of healing. And then finally I ask myself, how do I want God and me to be with each other in the next few hours and in the next day? And so you can see that the difference is in the examination I'm focusing on myself, basically on myself, and what did I do wrong? In the examen we focus on God. What have been the gifts of God? How have God and I been in communion? Then the focus turns briefly to myself. Where am I in need of God's mercy, healing, forgiveness? And then back to God. How do I want to be in communion with God in the next few hours and in the next day? So I invite you, as you think about evening prayer, to maybe ask yourself, do I want to move from this word to this word and turn the focus, instead of on my sins, to on the goodness of God?
The Lord